Yeah, friends, welcome back. So, last class we looked into the basics of a binary tree, which is a B tree, where we took some examples from the hotels and we looked into what basically a root node is, and then we talked about leaf nodes of a tree. Then we saw some variations where we saw that okay, leaf node is something where we don't have any children, right? And then we looked into some of the basic terminologies of trees, where we talked about levels of the trees, and then we talked about left subtree and right subtree. Then we said that okay, in a binary tree what we'll have is that we'll have either 0 or 1 or maximum 2 children. And then we said that okay, we'll have three components, right? That means I have a data value, I have a left pointer, I have a right pointer, and the same works well in case of your BST as well, right? In both the cases we have this option. And then we said that okay, there will be something called as efficient binary tree, where we'll look into your BST and your AVL, and then we said that okay, there are several other variants to it as well. And we said that okay, binary search tree is something which is also called as your ordinary maybe ordered binary tree, right? So these were some of the names which were given to binary tree. We looked into some of the examples, and then we said that okay, in case of BST, which is your binary search tree, a thing to notice is that whatever we have as a left subtree or a right subtree, both these subtrees are also a form of binary search tree only, right? So we saw these things in the last class. So in today's class we'll talk about operations on binary tree. That means we'll do some operations that would be in a format of searching a particular node, and then we'll have the inserting of a particular node. Then we'll look into the delete operations, where we have three options, that whether deleting a node with no children, deleting a node with one children, and deleting a node with two children. Then we need to find a couple of more operations where we can have the option of finding the height and option of finding the number of nodes in a binary search tree, right? So it's like let's say I have binary search tree which is in this format, let's say A, and then we have B this side, then we have C this side, and here we are of course sure about that this particular B will be lesser than A and C will be greater than A. That's why this went into this. And let's say this is it, we have alpha, we have beta, then we have some setup of this kind, right? So what all options we can have is we can search a node, particular node or a data value. We can delete a particular node, and then we can delete a particular node with one child only, right? We can also come across a situation where I have to simply delete a particular leaf node, so that is almost similar to this particular setup. Then we can come across a situation where we have to delete this particular node with two children, right? In that case your algorithm becomes a bit complicated. So in this discussion we'll see how to perform these particular things. And to start with, what we have is we have a search option. That means searching a node. So what we are doing here is, it's a generic algorithm, right? In several literatures you'll find several variants of it. Variants means the implementation remains the same, your basic funda remains the same, but the terminologies are slightly different, right? So for example, in some of the literatures this BST which I have used will be termed as directly maybe simply a tree, but since we are dealing with BST, so I took this particular name. Somewhere you will find it as full form of it, so there they are mentioning entirely the binary search tree. this value you'll find somewhere called as data value, or maybe node, or whatever terminology you want to give, right? To make it simple, I've tried to give these particular terms, right? So a simple two-step algorithm we have. So what we are supposed to do is, so the first thing is that I have a particular value and I need to look into it. So the chances are that I may come across a situation where, let's say, I have this particular BST. Now this particular setup is also a kind of BST, and in that case what I see is that if my data value which I need to search is A only, in that case what I see is that my root node's data value is equals to that particular value which I am going to search, which I was looking for, right? So immediately I'll give a call that okay, root node is this. I can also have another option where I see an empty tree. Now this is also a possibility that tree does not exist. In that case what I see is my root is equals to null, so I will declare that okay, there the tree is empty. So that's what this particular algorithm does. In the first part, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to compare that okay, the first value, which is the root node, is equals to this particular value. So I'll declare that okay, I'll be returning this binary research tree. That means I have found this. Or another possibility is that I'm saying that this is null. So what I'll do is I'll simply print empty tree. Right, in your code you can go ahead with this part. Now then, this was about the first part. Now you may come across another possibility where, let's say, I have a tree alpha, then I have a beta, and several options are given here. So what we need to do is in this particular setup, let's say the first condition, that whether my value is equivalent to this particular content of my root node, was already checked in step 1, right? And in that case we have already done the comparison. In this particular setup, what we are trying to do is that, let's say, the particular value is less than this alpha. In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some changes in a format that I'll move towards the left side. Whenever I'm finding this particular condition, or else if this particular thing holds false, I'll move towards the right side. And this thing goes on till the time I am able to identify, I am able to spot that particular value. Right, so that's what my second portion of my algorithm does. That if value is less than the content of that particular node, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move towards this left portion, and then I'm going to identify and I'm going to return this particular thing. And what it does is, this particular function is recursively doing the same operation which we are trying to identify. That means moving towards the left. Now if this particular thing holds false, then the only option which I am left with is moving towards the right side, right? That's what we were doing in this case, that we were moving towards the right side. So now I'm going to move towards right and identifying I'll try to identify that whether this particular value is towards the right side or not. Once again, this takes care of this recursive. This operation is also done in recursive format. So it's like there is a possibility that I may have some values here. So in that case also I'll keep on moving towards left or right based on the particular values, right? Writing the code for this particular algorithm is comparatively very easy, and implementing is also, right, implementation part is also something which is very easy. But yes, if you go through various literatures, you will find various terminologies, and you'll find some of the algorithms to make much more equivalent to a piece of code. They'll go ahead with these kinds of print options in the algorithm as well, but the funda remains the same. You have to stick to the funda that in case of searching a node, what I'm supposed to do is, firstly we have to check whether the binary search tree is empty or not. If the binary search is empty, then of course the search is unsuccessful and I'm going to print this particular thing. If the search tree is not empty, then we compare the value of the root node. That's what we were doing, right? We'll compare the value of a root node and we'll say that okay, the root node of the binary search tree is the same thing which we are looking for. That means if both the values are equal, then search is successful. Then, or else we have further these two options, right? One is this and another one goes after else, which is this. That means if the binary search tree is not empty, then we compare the value of a node to be searched with root node of a binary search tree. If both the values are equal, then search is successful, right? Otherwise, following two possibilities, that means if the value of node to be searched is less than the value of root node, then we have to search the node in the left subtree of the root node. And if the value of the node to be searched is greater than the value of the root node, then we have to search the node in right subtree. And this is repeated recursively until the node to be searched is found, or all the nodes in a binary search tree are compared with the node to be searched, right? Now let me add another viewpoint to this. You may come across a situation, let's say if I'm talking about hierarchy and the order of inserting the values in a particular node is this, right? In this case, I get a binary search tree in this format, which is totally aligned towards right. Now, if I have to make a search, in that case, what I'm supposed to do is I'll keep on moving towards right every time, because there isn't any left side. But yet comparison takes place at every step, that whether this particular thing has any left side, plus that means the value, right? If exists, so we'll move towards left, or else immediately. So every time I'm doing a comparison of that particular value greater than or not, right, or any less than, based on the sign, you take a call and move towards this. So this was about searching a node. In the next video, we'll talk about inserting the node. See you soon.